How are you today, Miss Swan?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. I actually can't complain. I'm glad you agreed to do our session outside today. It was a beautiful day. We kind of got a little behind schedule. The
Yeah,
clouds are coming out a little bit,
it's a
but
little cloudy out here.
other than that, can't complain. It's about 70 degrees, I believe, maybe 60ish, something
Yeah,
like that.
nice t-shirt weather.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so how are you really?
I'm okay. I'm feeling a little stressed.
Okay, what are you stressed about?
Mostly about school.
School, man. I remember those days. What's stressing you about school?
Just the work and getting it done. It's a lot with balancing going to work and working full time and also being enrolled in classes.
Oh, okay. It seems like you got a lot on your plate there.
Yeah.
So how have you been handling it up to this point?
I've been mostly just going with the flow. I haven't really done anything spectacular. It's just going day by day.
That's great. So what have you? I know you say you just taking it day by day, but what have you done to fix your situation? Because I see that you're a little bit stressed and you coming to me for help. So what have you done on your end to try to address that?
I mean, honestly, on my end, I haven't really done much. So I think now taking the time where I've seen my anxiety been on a higher level so that I need to seek help from someone.
Okay. What does that anxiety
Yeah.
look like for you?
A lot of restless nights, staying up, constantly thinking about assignments or whether or not they get done and worrying about the next one.
Oh, okay. All right. So, in your opinion, what do you think takes precedence in your situation?
Mm, I want to say my health first. Um, I guess it's just a constant cycle. If I don't get sleep, then I'll have more anxiety about the work because I'll have less time to complete it.
Yeah, I can see where that creates a cycle of stress that is ongoing because you know you want to finish school, but you also have to take in consideration your health. Um, and prioritizing your health is where it does start. So, um, what have you been doing to address your health aspect as far as a coping skill for that anxiety you've been experiencing?
I have been trying to make sure with the whole quarantine and things going out, trying to make sure I get out the house at least 3 days a week. And that 3 days a week, at least trying to get out for at least 30 minutes, taking a walk. I've tried to break up my work, so I'll try to get a little bit done in the morning, and then I'll kind of relax for a little bit, and then I'll try to pick back up in the afternoon.
Okay. Is that consistent for you? Have you been missing a few days or?
I mean, I've just tried that out recently, and it's been, for the most part, it's been consistent, but a few hit or miss weeks.
Oh yeah, I know how that is. I know when I was trying to get back on the boat myself, when it came to addressing my mental health, it was a consistency issue up front, and then once I got used to it, everything started to be a regular routine. So that's great. At least you're taking the steps to try to adjust. Is there anything that you would need help with as far as? Well, first of all, let me ask you, where do you stand as of right now? Now that you've made those small adjustments and made a schedule to.
I feel a little bit better, but then I think it's starting ahead of me actually finishing school, and then what's next.
Ah, okay. Has anything changed with the since the COVID-19 has kind of taken away a lot of the graduations and things
Yeah,
like
pretty
that?
much. I mean, I've already had one graduation, but this being my next one, I was looking forward to it. It's pretty much been pushed back to December, which means I really won't get the recognition that I thought I wanted. And other than that, I mean, all my classes are online, so that aspect hasn't really changed. But I guess just the graduation part for me was kind of a damper.
Okay. And you're a master's student. What's your concentration and major?
Business administration.
Okay. Has it been creating anxiety with all that's going on as far as your next step um, after graduation as well as getting to the graduation? Because it seems like you're at the latter part of your graduation. So you dealt with that stress and anxiety um, and you took the steps that you needed to get to that point. now that you're here, is it more so of transitioning that anxiety to looking forward too much, or
I think it is kind of transitional a little bit. As you said, I'm kind of at the end point now, so that I'm kind of a little bit less stressed about the work, but more so about how can I present what I've learned to employers.
okay, okay. So that's great that you're thinking about it, but it's no need to stress about it because I know you expressed to me that you are a believer, and as you know, it'll all be handled the way it should be, according to God's plan. Um, so what have you been doing to maybe prepare yourself for that next step?
I know that, so I started back in January, making sure that I send out a few applications. The first step is just like reviewing my resume, cover letters, and things like that. Just kind of making sure all those things were up to date. And then I've just been kind of browsing through jobs. And then now I'm at the point of like actually trying to create a list of jobs that I actually would want to, and not just, I don't know, just to have a job, but a job that I actually feel like I will enjoy and want to be a part of.
That's good. That's good. Um, so as far as, well, let me ask you this: what do you think is your strength that you would like to present well to employers?
Um, I was saying my strength would be handling multiple tasks or multitasking and staying organized, probably one of my biggest strengths. And then that can be really applied to any company, whether it's financial, administrative, or it's educational. I can apply that main skill set that I believe I have.
Okay. Um, so as far as location-wise, are you looking to move away, or are you looking to stay in the same area?
Definitely looking forward to moving away. I've been in the same area for 6 years. Time for a new scenery.
I got you. Fresh start, new degree. Time to turn the next page. I'm with you on that. So as far as your job search, are you applying to these jobs that's in the new area that you're looking to?
Yeah, so I've kind of tried to narrow down to probably about 4 different areas, and then I've tried to kind of hit jobs between those. So really what's worked out for me has been like taking 1 week and I'll focus on one area, and then take the next week and focus on the next area.
Okay, yeah, you haven't even, well, I'm pretty sure you haven't because of, a pause in a lot of the operations. But have you had any contact with anybody, maybe emails or anything?
So far, I really haven't had anyone reaching back out, which is pretty normal with everything going on right now. I just feel like things are at a pause, which can be a little discouraging, but at the same time, I just feel like I have to be a little bit more understanding for other times that we're going through.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Being able to adjust and accept the fact that things aren't going to happen at the drop of a dime all the time, and being patient is the skill that you showed. So continuing doing that will definitely benefit you in the long run. I'm confident that you will find a job in the new location that you want to live in. Are you confident?
No.
Oh man, why aren't you confident?
I don't know. I don't know. I've got a lot of anxiety. Alright, we gotta stop video.
Okay, so why don't you feel confident that you feel confident?
I just think with everything going on, it's just more discouraging. I won't have the actual time frame that I wanted to start a job at.
Okay. So do you believe the pandemic wasn't going on, that it would be easier for you to find a job?
Yeah, a little bit better. Just because of my experience working in higher education, I kind of know the time frames we were looking to hire, and we're kind of pushing on that peak time frame where they want to have jobs, want to bring people on interviews, and then most of the jobs they wanted to start by June. But with the pandemic going on, it's kind of looking like maybe August when we'll really be in the clear.
Okay. Evaluate. How do you evaluate your self-confidence on a scale of 1 to 10?
a little bit above average.
Why you choose a 7 and not a 10?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm not that boastful, but I also know that I don't know. I'm not all that confident. I don't know if that makes sense.
I understand where you're coming from. You're not cocky or
Yeah, that's what I
overly
said.
confident. You're about at a medium.
Mhm.
So, what do you think it takes to get a job? What level of confidence do you think it takes?
At least I guess an 8 or a 9. You
Okay.
don't want people too confident, but you gotta have at least a lot of confidence, especially if you want to be a manager and lead people. Because then, if you have people that are lower confidence, they need to kind of look up to you and see how you're able to portray the vision of the organization.
I like that. So,
See what I did?
what can we do to take you from a 7 to at least an 8?
Um, what can I do? Mm, I don't know. I think I gotta have a little bit more faith in myself. I think having more faith then builds into the confidence. So I guess being a little bit more optimistic when I talk about either jobs or myself or things like that.
Okay. So, where can we gather that faith from?
Well, I guess being more connected with God and just trusting in Him.
I like that. So, where, what are you doing in your spare time? It seems like you have a lot of extra time on your hands now that a lot of your operations are shut down. What are you doing to, I guess, strengthen that faith that you're missing?
I definitely want to take this more time to do devotionals daily and attend church services online every Sunday. But I think tapping into that daily devotional really helps a lot.
Yeah, it was a transition for me as well, not being able to physically go to church anymore. Just getting used to the online sermons that I have access to, but also using that time to work on myself as well. Not only just reading the word, but living in the word as well. So it sounds like you're on the right path. It's just going to take a little bit more time to get there. It seems like it's a small hurdle that you have to get over with, but it's not really up to you. It's up to whatever this pandemic isn't as I guess have as much effect on hiring and things like that. But you have any questions for me?
I guess what do you think are some anxiety reducing like activities I could do, just like starting off, like little things that I could do?
Well, I'm gonna throw this question right back on you. What do you like to do? What makes you happy as far as
Watching
activity?
sports.
Watching sports.
But
Okay.
there's no sports on TV, so I'm sad.
But there is sports on TV. They may not be recent sports. It may be flashbacks or things of that nature. Do you get out and play yourself?
Not really. It's just me and my roommate, and she don't really like sports, so.
Okay. So since you like sports, what is a pastime other than watching sports on TV that you involve yourself with?
I mean, I like to play basketball and I played volleyball before, so.
Okay. How often do you do that?
Lately, not as often.
That sounds like a pastime to me. That it may be anxiety reducing that you actually enjoy, or if you're open to learning a new skill, learning a new trade, learning or engaging in a new sport, giving it a chance. It seems like you like to get out and be active. As of right now, the only thing we have is outside activities. Really, now that all facilities are closed. So that would be a suggestion for me if you wanted to look into something like that. And I have a list of activities that I like to do, but I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, you might, just get out and hike. They can't close down a mountain. They
Can't
can't. Nah,
they?
not natural ones that don't have like tourist type things going on. Hills, trails,
Yes.
all different type of things like that. You think you gonna give it a try?
Yeah, I think you can do that.
Okay, and that's more so of a outside activity. Um, but as far as inside activities that may be anxiety reducing, um, and again, you really have to think about what you like to do, what makes you happy. Something that worked for me is writing poetry. Um, when I was going through different times and just had a lot of questions about stuff. Of course, I read the Bible and studied the Bible, but in my spare time, I also wrote poems, and it made me feel a lot better about things.
I think I should go pick up a good book.
Ah,
Something to read.
see. What type of books do you like?
I kind of like nonfiction stuff. I
Ah,
like to imagine stuff going on.
that's good. That's good. All right. Well, thank you for coming in, Miss Swan. I really appreciate your time. Hopefully, I was able to help you out in a few aspects. And come back and see me next time.
Thank you. You were very helpful.
All
I
right,
appreciate it today.
You have a good one.
You too.
Miss Swan, I apologize for cutting our session short. We were outside and the weather didn't agree.
Yeah, it
what
wasn't
we
going to
had
grip my
going on.
hair either.
Yeah, it was one of those as we went through our session, the clouds just started getting darker and darker and darker, and then we got a little drizzle. But you asked me the question of anxiety reducing activities. I gave you a few examples. Did that help with anything?
Yeah, like outside, getting more outside activities, trying new things or learning new skills, and definitely picking up a new book. Perhaps that'll probably be good. So I guess I'll say it was more in home that I could do.
So, are you an ebook type of person, or are you going to Amazon
I need to
or something physically? I'm the same way. I don't like to use technology. I try to use it as least as possible, but of course, transition into new technology and things like that, you have to. But did you have any more questions for me, or did I pretty much cover it all?
I guess what I've been trying to do is kind of get myself more in a sleep pattern routine. That so far seems to be helping, but I don't know what is like maybe something else I could put into my routine, my nightly routine to help with my anxiety.
What time do you usually go to sleep?
I try to be in bed by 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? Well, you're better than me. I try to be in bed at 10 o'clock, but it just doesn't happen like that. So I would say you're ahead of me in that aspect. But what type of troubles are you having?
I guess just the restlessness. Like I could be in bed, but it might be maybe 11 before I actually 11 or 11:30 before I actually fall asleep.
So what are you doing in that meantime?
Just thinking about everything.
Really? So you're not using your phone, watching TV? Or...
I guess for that maybe 30 minutes I do, but then I get tired looking at my phone because I don't. It hurts my eyes. So I put the phone down and then my mind's just running.
Okay. So for me, in my experience, it's not the actual going to bed and laying down. It's more so what I do beforehand, preparing myself for bed. That was a problem for me. Do you think that could be a problem?
What do you mean by preparing myself for bed?
Like, what do you do before you actually lay down? Do you handle everything that's on your mind so that you're not thinking about it, or?
I guess I kind of do just, I guess I wouldn't actually like close things out. I just kind of be mentally checked out, and then I just get in the bed and hope that helps. But then it ends up not helping.
You think about it until you're ready to fall asleep or whatever. So how would you address that? That seems to be what keeps your mind racing at night.
I guess more so just trying to, if I can't close out a lot of things, just trying to close out a few of the things.
And just accepting it and getting up early tomorrow and finishing whatever you need to do so that you're able to go to sleep. Okay. All right. Well, if you don't have any more questions, I would love to see you the next time. Hopefully, we won't have to conclude our session the way we did abruptly, but maybe it'll be a better day outside, or maybe we'll just stay inside and do it.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, good one.
Again.